Would you like to be a member of the Vampire Cartel? Well, it's tricky. You need to be dead first, and know the rules of the dead in Homer's ancient Greece. So, pay attention, especially if you want to join the Vampire Cartel in the future. Are you special enough? Can you make the grade? Here's the first thing you need to know about people back in ancient Greece. Homer said that everyone had a soul called the psyche. The psyche was a curious entity. It was a ghostly double of the person and existed inside the person. While a person had his psyche in him, he was alive. But if his psyche left him, then the person died. No one could live without a psyche to animate them. The psyche was the agent of animation. No psyche, no life. The psyche could escape from the body for a short time to go astral traveling, or some such. But if it left permanently, it was game over. The psyche was mentally bonded to the person, even after death. But if the person's body was destroyed, by cremation, for example, the bond completely broke. The effect on the psyche was catastrophic. It lost its personality, memories, and consciousness. It became a discarnate unconscious. It looked exactly the same as the once living person, but was now a spectral zombie. The psyche couldn't live in the world. It had to go to the underworld. It had to live in Hades, in the dark. Think of Hades as like YouTube, where intelligence goes to die, where only zombies flourish. However, the psyche could not be admitted to the underworld if its body had not been given its proper funeral rites. Them's the rules! One essential requirement was that a coin be placed in the deceased's mouth to pay the ferryman who took the dead across the river Styx. If you couldn't afford the fare, you were going nowhere. You were stuck in the land of the living, despite no longer being associated with a living body. What if your body had now been cremated? Then you were guaranteed to lose your personality and consciousness. You would become a spectral double of your former living self, but with no personality, just like a zombie. There was only one way to prevent that. Homer knew that if the psyche could drink blood, it could recover its personality and consciousness. He wrote about this ritual in his famous Odyssey. So, consider being a lost psyche, improperly buried, and not accepted into Hades. What would your fate be? You were still stuck in the land of the living, but you lacked a physical body, and if your old body was destroyed, you would lose consciousness and personality. You would be mere spectral energy haunting the living. Some sensitives might glimpse you and remember your former physical self. You would be regarded as a ghost. What could you do to avoid this fate? When someone else died, their psyche would leave their body and start its journey to Hades. You could then enter their body and reanimate it, since the psyche is the source of animation. But for the body to continue to exist, and for you to retain your consciousness and personality, you would need a constant supply of fresh living blood. In other words, you would need to live as a vampire. Well, are you ready for such a life or unlife? If you are eligible to join the Vampire Cartel. Blood shall set you free. If you find new blood indefinitely, you can live indefinitely.